Okay, people, Tuesday here. I just wanted to talk to you about all my songs and stuff that I've made on the EMX and talk you through the parameters because it essentially is a game. But I'd like to start off by saying that sadly, I won't be making any more EMX tracks because it was stolen by the streets, and that's a sad fact of life. And being like pretty rough myself, as you probably tell, by the nature of my music and such. I am one of these people that when I have something stolen from me, I do not buy a replacement ever. I will lose it. If I get stolen, I've lost it for life. So I will never be getting another EMX unless I get the same EMX back. Right? But I would happily start teaching people how to use it. I won't be touching theirs, but if I can get them to prove the stuff that I can do without telling them what to do necessarily too much or whatever, I'm sure I might be able to give them clues, perhaps, and all that sort of thing. Like then, yeah, like we can play a good tune, perhaps. So yeah, I might be able to teach people EMX stuff if they want to learn all my tricks and that, because I did actually create a lot of good tricks. All them sounds that you hear me make, they are basically basic sounds which I've modulated the living daylights out of. So if you want to play the game, you start with one track. There's not you don't flip about the old song things like the selection. You get one uh, sequence. You get one sequence, short or as long as you like, but you get one sequence. You start with the original kick. The number one kick stays on number one, and it's just you keep that 4/4. That's the sort of substance shape, sort of that keeps to the background of it, right? So you have that 4/4 kick. You keep it in. You start with the original kick, and you tweak the hell out of it to make it sound different every time. I personally pitch up all my kicks, so you get a better range of sound, right? So you pitch up the kicks, you pitch down the snare, you pitch down all the cymbals or whatever you want to do, but you pitch up the kicks to get better range. I'm not going to tell you what you can do to them. You can do whatever you want. That's for your discovery to find out. But yeah, you start with a 4/4 kick. You keep that all the way through. You pitch down the other stuff, and you're ready to go. Now for all the synth stuff, you can only use saw. Everything has to be done with saw. There is no other shapes you're allowed to use. You can't use triangle, you can't use pulse, you can't use sine, you can't use square, any of that. You always have to use saw, right? Why? That's just how I've done it. So it's saw. You want to use as much saw and piano as possible, and that's it, right? Everything. I mean, sure you can venture out into other parts, but whatever you do, we use in other parts, you're supposed to be able to prove, right, through science and synthesis, right? So you can only unlock other sounds once you've unlocked them through saw or piano. Once you've unlocked them through saw or piano, then you're allowed to venture out. So if you want a bell sound, you have to make a bell sound on the synth first, right? If you want to use piano, you have to make piano with the saw. And once you can synthesize parts, once you can roll snares with the roll button or rolling it through other stuff, and you can time things and always pitch things with other bits, that's when you want. That's when you can use them. So you have to you have to synthesize the synthesis stuff to use the synthesis stuff. You see what I'm saying? But that's pretty much the name of the game. So yeah, it's always 140, and yeah, I personally like to stack at least three kicks with rhythmical elements and drop bits in and out. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you figure it out as you go. You don't need to explain it me to explain it all. If you want any more clues and tips and pointers, you can get about me, and I'll email you if you like. It's all free, don't worry, or we can get involved and I can hover over your shoulder and go, is that you sure you want to do that? But who knows? But yeah, that's the game. 140, stick to the 4/4, pitch up the kick, clip, roll, all this at the other, and yeah, saw and piano. Right, love it, get at it, and good work. Take care.